Hi guys, welcome to my new YouTube video. Today we're going to take a look at the fx6 and we're going to do a little setup on the Sony fx6. So here we have the Sony fx6 body, and this is pretty much what you get when you are greeted with the Sony fx6. This is with the cover on, and once you take this off it'll show you the sensor that it has, and this is the Sony fx6 pretty much. Looks pretty cool, nice and dandy. And yeah, compared to the fx3, it's just a little bit bigger. But right over here, this is your audio adapter that you can put for the mic when you are doing a shotgun. So you have screws where you can put it right here. So this right here is your arm, so you could hold it better. You know, you could actually do a lot with this. You can pretty much record. You know, you can shift through menu options with this arm, and it's pretty comfortable in the hands. So this is the monitor that it comes with. You know, if you just connect it up to here on the side, I'm going to assemble everything, and this right here is the battery that it comes with. So without this, it's a pretty big battery, you know, considering if you have a Sony fx3 battery is pretty small. So this will give you more charge during your shoot. So if you're doing either a wedding or whatever the case may be, you have more shooting time with the bigger battery. So we'll come and set everything up. So in comparison, this is the Sony fx3 right here, and then this one I bought and it is still good condition. This is the Sony fx6. So this in size, this is obviously a lot smaller. This is more expensive. No, the Sony fx6 is more expensive. The fx3 is only about 4,000, and then Sony fx6 is about 7,000 plus tax. So it's a bigger body, and they're both Netflix approved. So if you want to shoot a movie with this, you can, and it's approved by Netflix. So let's go. So pretty much when setting this up, you see this connects into here. So you just put it like that. It connects in. So now once that's put in, you just twist this, make sure that it's on shut. So as you can see, you put this right here, make sure it's connected, and then you want to just pretty much twist until it's tight. So once you get that in there, it's now tightened up. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to put this on this side. So this, you plug this wire inside the camera spot, like right here. So we're going to do that. And then you pretty much want to screw it in. So once you hit that click, that's when you know you're all set. So you gotta pretty much make sure that this is all connected so you can use it. So now we're gonna put the monitor onto the Sony fx6 camera. So this cable will connect right. It's gonna connect right into here. It'll show you right here where you can connect it at, and everything is pretty much self-explanatory. So now once that's plugged in, you're gonna want to screw this on top of the camera like so, just so that it's tight, so you could actually see what exactly you're filming. The footage might be bad because I'm doing it with one hand. I mean, I'm not holding the camera. So this is how it's supposed to look. So pretty much this is how it's supposed to look, you know, Sony fx6. It says it right there, so at least you know. And then that's pretty much it. This is how it should look. You want to put your shotgun mic through here, which I'll do in a second. With the battery, you want to put it, make sure it's facing down, like this. And once it clicks, you know it's in. And for your microphone, you know, depending on which one you have, I have the NT4 Plus version, Pro version, and you need an XLR cable, so you would just plug it into this, which I'll do in a second. So pretty much the Sony fx6 is now, all set up. All you need is to put your lens on top of the camera. So pretty much this is the screen for the Sony fx6. This is what you're greeted with. So it shows you the autofocus and everything. It shows you the battery. It shows you the 4K, the mode that you're in. It says sunny tone, and it shows you what file size you're using. Like it'll say 501.021. That's your file that is going to be recorded on. It shows you your 10 minutes of however much your memory card is lasting for. It shows AF as autofocus. This says standby as green, and that's pretty much it.